Well, I thought we talked about playing for 60 minutes, and I think at some position groups we did that. I thought when the game was a little bit out of reach there in the fourth quarter, I thought we had some guys that just didn't play as tight or play with enough edge for the entire 60 minutes. So that was one of the messages that we brought. I thought the offense, for the most part, did that. Defensively, we want to see the coverage a little bit tighter there in the fourth quarter, just so you don't expose things for future use when you're looking at opponents, and then just getting that mentality of finishing for 60 minutes.
The pressure really got to Kalen Riley. You got a lot of hits on the Mercer quarterback. Can you take the same approach this week against quite possibly the best quarterback in the conference in Devlin Hodges and Samford?
You'd like to. I mean, you'd like to get as much pressure on him as you can. It's going to come down to, can we get 3, 4, 4-man pressure? You got to pick your spots when you blitz him. It's a different offense, a little bit different scheme. He sees the game a lot differently. When you face some quarterbacks, when you start pressuring them, their eyes start to get low, which means they're looking at the pass rush. Some guys can keep their eyes downfield and don't worry about that at all. He's one of those guys, and so when you pressure him, he's going to find the open windows. He's going to know who to go to, and he's obviously a really talented kid.
Defensively, we don't hear a lot about the Samford defense just because about how good their offense is, but obviously keeping that offense off the field is a big part of winning the game. Talk about what they do defensively in terms of what you expect. They're going to have a couple of weeks to prepare for your offense and your option.
Yeah, they've got some really good personnel. They've got a really good linebacker that does a great job. He's instinctive. He's really active. He's made a number of plays. They've defended us a certain way here for a few years. They have a couple tweaks that they have, but I think they're averaging like 25 points a game giving up on defense, which in a hurry-up offense is pretty good. So they do a nice job, and they understand what they want to do against the option, how they want to do it. And it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a challenge for us to play a complete game offensively, defensively, and special teams to win a game like this because you got such a powerful opponent.
It's another big game atmosphere. It seems like every game has been a big game atmosphere the last month or so. How much does that help? Your guys knowing that they have focused on the challenge by and large, they have met the challenge the last couple of weeks.
Every week in this conference, with the opponents that you're facing, it brings that edge and that focus during the course of the week. And I think it adds confidence when you come out and you can perform at a pretty high level. So they know what's in front of them. There wasn't a lot of chit-chat and laughter yesterday in the meetings because they kind of know what's on the horizon.
Coming out of the game, it was just, a great feeling. Coach harped all week on shutting them down. And, there was a great offense. They have great receivers, 2 good running backs. And pretty much like you said, he just harped on making them one-dimensional. And we know the main focus is going to be on Marquise. He's a dominant receiver in the SoCon. And we just tried our best to contain him as well as keep Kalen, the quarterback, in the pocket. Just what you said, playing Wofford defense. I know the main thing would be to try to keep him in the pocket as much as possible. He's been a little more mobile this year. And once he gets outside the pocket, he's not really necessarily looking to scramble. He's trying to get that deep ball. And I think, for safeties and corners, our biggest thing will be is just containing pretty much Kelvin McKnight. He's probably the most elusive receiver we're going to see all year. Been facing him for 4 years now. He's a pretty good guy. So, like you said, just containing Devlin and make sure nothing gets behind us. Oh, definitely. Sunday after we were done with Mercer, corners and the DBs, corners and the safeties, we were in the room. And first thing Coach said was, how many of you guys in here just beat Samford? Looked around, nobody raised their hand. It's like, exactly. Like, this is the week we have to do it. It's the last chance to get to play them. So it's definitely going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. And, everybody's pretty excited to have this challenge. So
we're feeling really good. Offensively, we've been moving the ball extremely well. Defensively, shutting people down. And just the team morale is really good. We have the ability to do everything that we want. Nothing that was kind of on our objectives at the beginning of the year is off the table. Honestly, I kind of like living kind of in the shadows in the background. If the team does well, I do well, and that's where pretty much all my loyalty goes. Like, I'm glad when the team does well. It's not about me, it's about the team. I'm just a piece of the end product. It is, the atmosphere is different at the stadiums as well. Gibbs Stadium, we're lucky that we have, I would say, one of the best atmospheres in the Southern Conference, and fans that show up, fans that are into the games, fans that are energetic, and traveling a long way off as Birmingham, a lot of our fans don't aren't able to make that trip. So normally the game's a little bit quieter. It's not whenever we have a big play, we have to create the energy on the sideline. It's not coming from the atmosphere. So the biggest thing is on away trips, us holding each other up and as a team creating an environment where we can succeed in. Every game in the Southern Conference is big. Everybody in the Southern Conference is beating everyone else. So it's huge that we just, week to week, we have to play our best games. And each week I feel like we have gotten a little bit better. I think Furman was a little bit of a reality check for us because we had been playing so well on offense and defense. So as long as we keep doing what we know we can do, I have faith that we'll finish out the season strong and I guess achieve all the things that we have said at the beginning of the season.